Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dai, and today I am sharing with you my August manga haul. I had gone on a trip in August, and I thought that I was going to hold off on purchasing some of these until the end of the month when I was on my trip, because where I had gone to, the sales tax was half of what it is where I currently live. But yeah, I just put in a pre-order at the beginning of the month, and then everything came in. I will say that I think the purchase list for September is going to be smaller, just because of the trip that I took. I did spend quite a bit of money purchasing other things. So yeah, I still think that I got a decent size haul here for the month of August, but let's get into it. So first off the top, I have Bleach Volume 1. This is the 20th anniversary edition by Tite Kubo. You know that I have been doing a read a watch along with my daughter of this series. We are on we have finished Omnibus number 11, which I believe takes us up to volume 33. We do plan on continuing that hopefully this month. We are catching up on the watch along part right now. It's the Arankar and Visored arc. I don't know if those are considered separate, because they do kind of happen around the same time, but if you know, you know what I'm talking about. But I just thought that this would be nice to have in the collection. I do actually have the single edition volume 1 as well. I think I have 10 of the single edition volumes, but I do have the entire series in the Viz 3-in-1 editions, and I do really enjoy reading that edition. So yeah, I thought this would be nice to have. Funny enough, I had met up with a friend when I was visiting Hawaii. That is where I went on my vacation. I did grow up there. I was born and raised there. And so it's like going home for me. And I met up with a couple friends. And one of the friends, while we were talking, she had told me she was interested in reading manga. But she is fluent in Japanese and wanted to read it raw. And so we were kind of talking about which series she might be interested in reading. She's not a girly girl, and so I told her that we were doing this read and watch along of Bleach, and she's like, that is actually one of the series that I'm really interested in reading. And so I went and gifted her about 10 raw volume copies. Volume 1 is actually on back order, so it hasn't actually shipped yet. But this was a series that I'm sending her. I'm also sending her 2 volumes of Haikyuu Raw, because that's another series that we had talked about. See if she might be interested in that one. And so, yeah, added that one to my collection because I thought it would be really nice to have. I have volume 5 of Love and Heart by Chitoshi Kaido. This is published by Yen Press, rated mature. See, I'm out of practice. I haven't filmed in a while, so yeah. This one is actually rated mature, but I don't think volume 1 was. I think that was older teen, because we did read it for Manga Club, and we don't read anything above older teen for Manga Club, because I do have younger people there. They're like older high school students, but yeah, at the time there was only older high school students. Now I actually have some intermediate school students, so this is definitely not one we would consider if this was volume 1. But volume 1 we read from Manga Club. I really enjoyed it. It's about this girl who finds out that she suddenly has a roommate. She lives in her house alone, but this guy shows up and says that her mom, who is working in the States, had said that he could live there with her, and so he moves in, but he seems to say that he is a childhood friend. He used to live next door, but from what she can remember, all of the people next door killed themselves. So I thought volume 1 was interesting. It was a little bit strange. There's definitely some questions. I do really want to get back to the series, because like I said, there were questions, and not quite sure like in which direction this was going to go for me, if it was going to be like serial killer-esque, or if it was going to turn into like a more like romantic type thing. But yeah, this one's rated mature, so obviously some things are going to happen in there. Anyway, I'm looking forward to continuing with that series. Next up, I have Volume 5 of Bite Maker, The King's Omega, story and art by Miwako Sugiyama. This one's published by Seven Seas. Rated older teen. This, I'm really unsure about. I have no idea still. This is an Omegaverse type of story. Some of my manga club members were actually filling me in a little bit on this series. And they had some things to say. I actually haven't dove into this series yet, but I do think it's going to be one that I enjoy. So I'm continuing to collect this one. I do think this is going to be one that I'm going to pick up in the month of October. If you weren't aware, the Manga Freakathon is happening. That one's being hosted by Bizarre Individual, and it has been for several years now. But Marg Reads Manga, I believe, is the other person that's co-hosting this time around, and I'm really, really looking forward to participating in the Manga Freakathon. If you haven't heard the announcement, I will link it down in the description box below. Definitely go check it out, because I always have a great time participating in the Manga Freakathon. Next up, I have Kimono Jihen. This is Volume 1. This is by Sho Aimoto, published by Seven Seas, rated older teen. I saw this one in the store when I was at the manga club meeting, and it says, "Welcome to the Monster Detective Agency," and that's really all I needed to know. So I thought this was going to be interesting. My daughter also thinks this one is going to be interesting as well, so I decided to bring that one home with me from the meeting. We have, which I believe is the last volume, Volume 17 of Royal Tutor. This one is by Higasa Akai, published by Yam Press, rated teen. This is about our tutor here, who kind of looks childish and is kind of short, actually. And he gets hired by an old friend who happens to be king of this area to be a tutor to his sons. And he has several sons, and they like run their tutors out every single time. He hasn't been able to find a tutor that would stick around and like basically do their job. And his sons like to play pranks. So at the beginning of the series, the sons don't know that the new tutor knows their dad, and they just go about doing their same old antics. But this tutor ends up not only sticking around, but kind of changing their lives. And I really, really enjoyed this anime. We have collected all of the volumes. Like I said, I do believe this is the last one. Yes, it does say it's the final volume. It is on the thicker side. I have only read a few volumes of this, but my daughter's a little further. I'm not sure if she's up to date yet, but I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what the rest of this series holds and how it ends. And like I said, I really enjoyed the anime as well. Next up, I have Volume 2 of Phantom of the Idol by Hijiki Isoflavone. This one is published by Kodansha, rated teen. This is now an anime, it says. I was not aware. And this is kind of a supernatural, like pop star type of story. Yeah, I thought it sounded interesting. Next up, I have Volume 1 of Ramen Wolf and Curry Tiger. This is story and art by Emboss, published by Seven Seas, rated older teen. It says, meet your new favorite food critics, a chubby wolf named Mita Jiro, and a ripped tiger named Yanagi Kagetora. Yeah, sounded cute, so I picked that one up. Next up, I have Volume 1 of Momo, the Blood Taker. This one is published by Seven Seas, rated older teen. I believe this is a murder mystery regarding vampires. And so, again, right down my alley. Decided to pick that one up. I have Volume 3 of Blackguard by Ryo Hanada, published by Kodansha, rated 16 plus? Yes, that's older teen. I really, really love the coloring of this volume. And yeah, I will probably not dig into this one until I read Devil's Line, which I do have. But yeah, this one sounded interesting. At this moment, I can't really remember what it was about because the backs of these don't really give you that kind of recap, and I don't want to read it and get spoiled. But yeah, my interest is perked with this one, so I decided to go ahead and pick that one up. I don't know, I may pick that one up in October as well, just because it seems like it's kind of got that type of vibe for me. I actually have volume 4 of Love and Heart here as well by Chitose Kaido. I have volume 3 of Bungo Stray Dogs Beast, story by Kafka Asagiri, art by Shiwasu Hoshikawa, character design by Sango Harukawa. This one's published by Yam Press, rated older teen. This is the manga version, because I think this one comes in the light novel version as well, which I think we also have. But I'm more likely to read the light novel than my daughter is, so this is pretty much my daughter's copy. About the detective agency again. We do really enjoy that series as well. I have volume 3 of Sensei's Pious Lie by Akane Torikai, published by Kodansha, rated 18 plus. Yes, so this is mature. I'm just gonna collect these until I have them all. I think there's 4 volumes, and then I'll dive into that one. I believe there is a student-teacher relationship and on-page rape. I think that's what I've heard. So much darker material. But I'm still interested to see how that story goes about and how it concludes. I have volume 3 of the splendid work of A Monster Maid. This one is by Yugata Tanabe, published by Yam Press, rated older teen. I think when I originally had talked about this series, it was about a cat who lived with this woman so long and wanted to like be able to do things for her, ends up learning how to speak so that they could communicate with the owner. But I believe the second volume and even this volume, the storylines don't sound the same. So it makes me think that these are a bunch of like different like tales of like different places maybe this Monster Maid works. So yeah, it's got some kind of like supernatural or paranormal feelings to it. But I'm interested to see what this one's all about. The art style looks really cute to me. I'm really liking this like wallpaper that they're using. Kind of reminds me of like Haunted Mansion, Disney Haunted Mansion wallpaper, but it's definitely different. But it still gives me that same feel, so looking forward to that. Maybe I'll pick that one up in October as well. I've got volume 8 of Something's Wrong With Us by Natsumi Ando. This one's published by Kodansha, rated older teen. This is a revenge, like enemies to lovers romance, I believe. I picked up volume 8 because I realized I missed it when I was collecting this one, so now I filled in that hole. Luckily, it was at the store when we were there for our manga club meeting. I've got volume 9 of Phantom Tales of the Night by Matsuri. This one is published by Yam Press, rated older teen, about an innkeeper who trades sanctuary for secrets. I really, really enjoyed this series. I read quite a few volumes. I'm not sure where I left off, but this is definitely on my list of things to read in October. I really, really love these covers. They're always so interesting. I have volume 1 of Game Between the Suits. This is story and art by Mai Nishikata, published by Steamship. Rated older teen. There is a parental advisory warning on this. This is a co-worker's lust story. I don't think this is romance, or at least it doesn't start that way. I think it's just purely physical. But yeah, I was interested to see what that was about and try out a title from the Steamship line. I've got volume 10 of Night of the, or 11, I'm sorry, of Night of the Ice by Yayoi Ogawa. This one is published by Kodansha, rated older teen. This is the final volume, so now I have it all. We did read volume 1 for Manga Club, really enjoyed that, about this male figure skater who can't land his quads unless he hears his favorite magical girl slogan from his best friend. I believe there is a romance element to this as well. And like I said, I really enjoyed volume 1. I have volume 8 of The Way of the House Husband by Kosuke Ono. This one is published by Viz, rated older teen. This feels thicker than the other volumes I have. We also read volume 1 of this for Manga Club. I just noticed that my spine here is like smushed. Oh well. This is about an ex-Yakuza leader named the Immortal Dragon, I believe. And he has given up that lifestyle to live a blissful, normal life with his wife, who happens to be a normal, like, career woman. And he passes his days doing housework as a house husband. Like, he's doing some ironing there. He goes grocery shopping, fixes her bento. I really, really enjoyed volume 1. I've seen a little bit of the animated version, and I do want to watch the live action. I believe it's on Netflix. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to continuing that one. I haven't read past volume 1, so I really, really do need to do that. I have volume 6 of Ragna Crimson. This one is by Daiki Kobayashi, published by Square Enix, rated older teen. This is about a guy who is a dragon slayer. That's how he makes his money. And he ends up having these, like, dreams that kind of tell him, you gotta make a change in your life, otherwise things will go a certain way. And he decides to break off from his partner and goes off in a different direction and make that change in his life. I really, really enjoyed volume 1. I haven't read past volume 1 though, but we read it for Manga Club, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the story goes, especially because this person has a machine gun. So yeah, not an expected type of weapon from what I remember reading in volume 1, but definitely piques my curiosity, and so I really do need to get back to this series as well. I've got volume 3 of Island in a Puddle by Kei Sanbei. This one is published by Kodansha, rated older teen. This is a supernatural horror manga, I believe. This one says Children in the Underworld. I don't really want to read it because I don't want to spoil myself. But I believe it was a horror manga, so this would be a good one for me to pick up in October as well. I really, really like the covers on these volumes. They're always intriguing to me. I've got volume 5 of Cherry Magic, 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard by Yu Toyota, published by Square Enix, rated mature. I read volume 1, I believe, for the Manga Pride readathon, not this year, but the previous year. I intended on continuing, but I just didn't get around to it. I really, really enjoyed this one. It's about a guy who is a virgin, and when he turns 30, he ends up being able to hear the thoughts of people, and it turns out that his, like, supervisor has feelings for him. And so, yes, really, really enjoyed volume 1, and I do need to read the rest of the volumes that I have. I have some light novels. I have volume 3 of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation by MXTX. This one is published by Seven Seas, rated older teen. It's 17 plus, so maybe that's mature. I believe older teen is 16 plus. But like I said, this is the light novel. I have been interested in getting to these. I am planning on doing a light novel November. That's just basically a personal thing that I'll be doing for myself to focus on light novel reading, because there are a lot of light novels I want to get to. And with my TBR game and all of the readathons and stuff that I normally participate in, I always seem to forget about light novels and trying to fit those into the prompts that I get. So Light Novel November it's going to be, and I am going to be focusing on reading light novels. This is one of the ones that I do want to get to. I may try to start earlier. I know in the month of September, light novel was one of my prompts, so I am starting a bit early. And if you'd like to check out my TBR game and see what I will be reading as far as the light novels go, I'll definitely link that down in the description box below. But yes, looking forward to that one. And I've got Solo Leveling, Volume 5 of the light novel by Chu Gong. I have read Volume 1, really enjoyed it. I do have a series first impressions video on my channel for the light novel, the audiobook, and the first volume of the manhwa. I'll link that down in the description box below. We are reading Volume 1 of the manhwa for Manga Club, the Monochrome Manga Club this month as well. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on any of that, please check out my video linked down in the description box below. Really enjoyed Volume 1, just so you know. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this continues. I have Volume 1 of the light novel, Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut, written by Keisuke Makino, illustrated by Kare. This one's published by 7 Seas Rated Teen. And this is about a vampire astronaut, I believe. I thought that sounded interesting, so pick that one up. And then I have The Bride of Demise, Volume 1 by Keishi Ayasato, illustration by Karuki Mura. This one is published by Yen On, rated 16 and up, so older teen. This says a vow that cannot be broken. It kind of sounds a little bit like Scarlet Nexus, where something happens to the Earth and then they start this academy to train kids as soldiers. So one of these guys, I guess he graduates from this academy and he's on a mission, and most of the squad is like eliminated, but a girl in white appears during his final moments and swears to protect him. I don't know, it sounded interesting to me. Like I said, when I was reading it, it sounded like Scarlet Nexus a little bit. Gave me those kind of feels. So yeah, I thought it would be interesting to check out and see what this one was all about and if I'd be interested in continuing that one. And then last but not least, I have Volume 6 of the Eternal Edition of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon by Naoko Takeuchi. We are reading through this series for the Monochrome Manga Club. So this is September's selection. So I had to pick it up. I tried to pick it up the month before just so that I have it. This is that famous Magical Girl series published by Kodansha, rated teen. As you can see, we've got some Sailor Scouts here on the cover. They were actually introduced in Volume 5, I believe. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they get into in this volume. Though I have to be honest and say it is not a series that I have been enjoying. So that is everything that I picked up in the month of August. Let me know down in the comments below if you have picked up anything that I also picked up. And if you've read any of these series, what you think about them. But please, no spoilers past Volume 1. And also let me know if you'd be interested in joining me in Light Novel November and focusing your reading on light novels. Because I'd love to chat with other people reading light novels in November. I think it would be a lot of fun. And it'll help me become motivated to stick to reading my light novels in November, to have other people participating with me as well. So if you'd like to help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. If nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a jack-o'-lantern emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and until next time, take care and smile always. Bye!